Go. Okay.
His nickname is Superbad.
Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Silk? Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of them. But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
there's no reason he shouldn't have qualified. I guess he did crash kind of twice.
Throwing
Yes.
that at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
This is the Talkin Moto podcast.
Hello, pretty face, I've seen you along the way. I'd like to get to know you, if that'd be okay. These questions that I ask, they might seem a little strange, or forward to your mind, even sound a bit deranged. Please bear them for the time, you see all I am is peeking at this checklist that I have, and the boxes I'm deleting. It's both for our own good, and it's what I do to say, if a future we do have, if conversation would remain.
What is going on, everyone? Thanks for listening to us on the Talkin Moto podcast. Jason is here. Jeff is here. SKD is here. The microphone is not muted this week, so let's hope it's working. Hopefully.
Yay!
Step one done.
Am I ever going to get to hear the rest of that song?
I can send it to you, or I can put it on the old trusty website. I think I can do that.
Curious, you know.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm kind of hooked on it, you know. Kind of hooked on it.
It's good. Oh, so it should be entertaining tonight. Joe Perrin will be coming on later,
Woohoo! Joe P.
and I've done nothing to prepare for tonight's show. Not gonna
I
lie.
got an email from you that proved you did something.
Ooh,
You did more than I did. How's that?
well, good. That means you guys at least got it, so that's good.
I haven't opened
You
it. or
did
looked
more
at
than
it.
I did.
Well, there's not much on there, so.
I looked at it.
But so yeah, we got a few things to talk about. We have a nice compliment about the show. I thought that was cool.
That's a first.
Yeah, I know. So that's cool.
Was it not from a relative?
Nope.
That's
So-
interesting.
I believe the exact words were, "I love it when this show ends, then I don't have to listen anymore."
Ouch. Ouch.
Ouch. Ew.
But big thanks to everyone that's been helping us out. Mike at MB1, Motokazi, Plainview Power Sports, Clayton at Fine Tune Motorsports, the Northland MX, Chad and Andy at the Open Mic Podcast, and SKD.
Skid.
Yep. So last week, I don't know why. I think what happened was there was an update for one of the programs. And, yeah, I just didn't check it, and you guys could hear me just fine, but it didn't record my voice because the microphone was not selected. So, yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, yeah, I was pretty excited. I thought last week's show was good, too, which sucks. So, I tried to kind of go back, and I thought maybe I could do the whole podcast, maybe, and piece in, because obviously I got your guys' comments going. I thought maybe I could piece it together, and it took me a while just to do Steve's part, and that was just the beginning. So I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll get Steve's little interview on there, and then we're just gonna have to chalk up the rest to a lost episode. So that kind of,
Damn it.
it's a little bit of a bummer, but, these things
I was
happen.
solid gold last week, too.
No, we missed our opportunity.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Sucked
So-
as usual.
It was kind of maybe gold plated. I don't know if I'd go solid gold. It was like maybe hot metal with some gold plating, or some gold leaf maybe.
I was thinking more like fool's gold.
Yeah.
But still gold then, right? Maybe?
Like homey, chromy spray paint gold.
Ooh, that can look good if you do it right, I think.
I don't know. Now it's starting to
Yeah,
sound
but I don't
bad.
know how to do it right.
Shoot. All right. So, what's going on this? Do we have a plan of attack, Jason? What's your? Okay, let's back up. Hit
Are
the
we starting at
brakes.
the bottom of this list?
No, I'm not. I don't have any order right now because I don't have an
Oh.
order this week. Did you go racing? It was Millville last weekend, correct?
If you could call it racing, yeah.
Oh
I
boy.
went.
Oh boy. Was it a good turnout?
Not really, but, well, to back the whole story up, I drove 500 miles before I went to Millville this weekend, and got to Millville about 10:30 on Saturday night, which meant I got to park outside the gate and wait till Sunday morning to go in. And come in Sunday morning, and everybody's kind of backing up to leave. Like, what's going on? I thought there was a race today.
Yeah.
And they're all like, no, we just, practice got canceled yesterday, so we just kind of hung out overnight, and now we're going home. I'm like, okay. The guys I were talking to are kind of fair weather guys, so I was like, all right, whatever. Wimping out like usual, no big deal. So I go up and sign up, don't even look at the track. It was a mistake. It turned out all right. First moto was kind of sloppy. Luckily, I was like 12th race of the day, so it had time to dry out a little bit. The first few were pretty ugly. And then it just, Millville wet turns into rut city, and I don't get along with ruts at all. So it was all right. Still had fun.
Did
Came home 7th, so whatever. Not great, but
cool. No, that's all right. Did they have Bob's corner taken down?
Yes, Bob's table is no longer.
Oh no.
Poor Bob.
I know.
Yeah, it's like Bob's boobies now. It's like 2 humps.
Oh, it's sad now.
Like 2 lovely lady lumps.
It is.
Did they do anything else different, or they just knocked that one down?
Nope, rest of it seemed about the same.
Oh no.
Kind of tamed out the sand wash a little bit, which with the added moisture and the muckiness really didn't make a whole lot of difference. But they looked pretty nice before they got all tore up.
I remember sometimes that's the best part of the track if it's too much water, but
Yeah, not so much this week.
not this week.
No.
So
It was just kind of a weird weekend. There was, I expected the place to just be packed with the qualifier next weekend. I figured there'd be a lot of out-of-town people up here, and
yeah.
there was a lot of out-of-town people up here, but the regulars seemed to kind of dish out. But I think we still had, I want to say we had 15 guys in our class. So, I mean, that's still a pretty good turnout for us. So
Yeah, I guess I didn't even
what was
pay attention if it rained. I guess I spaced that part out.
I never even thought about it because where I was on Saturday, it was pretty nice all day. So I never even thought about that they might have canceled on Saturday.
Trying to see what the old weather report is for this weekend.
Looking good.
It's looking good.
Looking good.
Come on, computer. Yeah,
Well,
so
that's not good then. If it's looking good, it's definitely going to change by the weekend.
Well, it's not like it's spectacular, but it's looking pretty good.
It's going to be a good weekend regardless, I think.
I think it'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to getting out there in my camper at least.
you heading down to Kellogg, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got quite the weekend extravaganza here coming up.
Oh no.
What?
Well, Matt, my brother's coming down for the regional, so he's going to be spending the night.
Uh-oh.
He'll be spending the night in my motorhome and
Cool.
at Kellogg, and then going back and forth to Millville. So it's gonna be a full house in the Klein motorhome, that's for sure. Interested taking the baby too, see where she fits in and how she likes being in the camper.
Has she been to any races yet?
She is not. No,
Oh, cool.
she hasn't even been out of the house yet.
Well, I'll pretend I'm looking at a different Millville, but 81 degrees on Saturday, but a 60% chance of rain.
Not gonna happen.
That don't mean nothing.
So, but it is Monday. It's got plenty of time
Say,
to
if
change.
it's more than 15 minutes away from right now, I don't know.
So,
By my math, that's an 80% chance it won't rain.
right. So yeah, I'm hoping it. Oh man, I'm hoping for some good weather too, cause yeah, I'd like to swing down on Saturday and head over and check you guys out on Sunday. So should be a good weekend. It's gonna be busy though. Oofta.
Yeah.
But
I tell you what, I don't envy you one bit after last weekend and having to drive all over the frickin' country. I'll be happy with driving down that way and staying in that area for the weekend.
it doesn't it doesn't bother me too bad, cause well, one I don't know, it's not that bad. It's what, 5.5 hours. Well, it's 5.5 if I'm going to the cities, but the only part I don't like is sometimes when I come back, I'll go through Rochester, and there's like that stretch from when you get on, what is it, 90 and 52 to La Crosse. It's what,
Yeah.
50, 60 miles, maybe, something like that. It seems to take forever because there's nothing. It's just flat, and it's like, ugh. But
Until you go down the hill.
yeah, because it's like once you hit La Crosse, it's like, all right, La Crosse, and then, you know, all of a sudden you're in Toma, and then Matt, you know, then you got stuff to, you know, look forward to, I guess.
Well, you got lacrosse to look forward to.
Yeah.
When you go down the Modine Hill, you probably just shut the Focus off, right? Just let her coast.
That's how I get that 35 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
That's not very good, but yeah. Oh, shoot. So, what'd you guys think of the racing this weekend?
Which racing?
Well, a little High Point. Were you able to check it out?
Unfortunately, no. I did not have a chance to watch anything this weekend. I caught a few minutes of the GPs last night right before I fell asleep, and that's all I had a chance to do.
Jeffrey,
Yes, sir. Watched it all.
what'd you think?
Fell asleep in most of it. Heard most of it. No, I don't know. It wasn't that good. It was just, I don't know. It just wasn't that good.
I just kind of wish, like Martin and Muskin, if they could be nice if they'd start one too. You know, it just seems
Yeah,
like when one gets a good start, and I don't know what the heck happened to Jeremy. Kind of had bad starts in both of them, but yeah, that's kind of, it's like, dang it. So did
I don't even know how that one ended up, to be honest. I don't know why. I don't remember it, but
the 250s?
yeah, I guess I did get to watch the first motos, or did I? I think I might have watched the 250 first moto on. Yes, I did. Okay, so did anyone else get irritated by the fact that they were talking about the 450 moto during the 250 broadcast? Like, did you see that, Scott? They were talking about how the first 450 moto went when they were doing, getting the second 250 moto going.
I guess I must have brain farted that out. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, they were like, they said something about he wants to do what Dungy did in the first moto of whatever and get away. I'm like, you dicks! I haven't seen the first moto. I haven't even seen the first moto highlights that you're going to show me here in like a half hour, but you didn't need to do that. It was really annoying.
Jerks.
I would write GL a strongly worded letter. Or we can just go talk to him again in a couple weeks.
Be all right too, huh?
Just get him on the show.
What was I gonna say about that? Oh gosh, did you hear the two-stroke zipping around, or hear it zipping around?
Yeah, no, I never heard it, but you said in your notes, was it a 250? I read it was a 125.
Yeah, I also heard it was a 125.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah.
I know it was in the 250 class, but can't they run a 252 stroke now, or is that not cool? That might be only.
I believe they can, but I might be wrong.
I thought that maybe it was only Canada right now, but either way, it was a 125.
Yeah, I was like, you think they could have said something, you know, like gave him a little love for doing that, but nothing.
Yeah, so he's obviously the last one to qualify. Oh,
Yeah, went
crying
like went like 20. Well, I mean, obviously didn't get any points, but it went 27-27. So, but I mean, still, you think they could at least gave him a little love and, you know, at least showed him. I don't know.
How about that dude that crashed? I don't know what class that was in.
This is the
Had to be the
450s.
450 class.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was going for that jump in the 50 class. Maybe they were, but
I'm not
did
gonna.
you see that, Jason? It's been all over Facebook and probably.
I haven't even been on the Facebook today, or any of them.
What the hell did you do all day long at work?
I work today, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe because it doesn't happen very often.
I don't know if you saw that quad jump, but there was a massive quad, and this guy like got Superman ejected off the lip, and then just landed flat on his back on the fourth landing.
Yeah, like take Reed's catapult deal, and maybe I don't know. It seemed like it was twice as far, and then be upside down.
The jump was way bigger. Yeah, the jump was way bigger than the step up in Millville.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't. He just landed flat on his back. I mean, yeah, he couldn't get it turned around or nothing. It looked horrible. I don't know if the guy died or what.
He did not die. I can tell you that.
I figured maybe he just burst into a million pieces.
Oh, it was so brutal.
No, I thought I read that he broke like his femur. I thought fibula or tib or something, one of those two, and then something with his ankle, and then obviously he was a little concussed.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's not good. But it's
His life's gonna suck for like the next 6 months.
It's Brock. Ugh. I don't even know how to even pronounce his name. It's on Racer X, but yeah, it's all. I saw it last night on Instagram. But so it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yikes.
Should we get?
I thought the track kind of sucked. I don't know. The High Point track was kind of boring. That was like the only cool section, but
the only thing I kept thinking about was, is it that Bradshaw Boulevard? They come across that, and then they do like that left-hander, and they drop down.
Yep.
I think that's where Stewart wadded it up a few years ago. That's all I could think about when I was watching that section. Just waiting for someone to cartwheel it.
I didn't like how they used to have that big, like that huge double that the guys used to. I thought it was just like two massive mounds of dirt that they could double, but it wasn't really super easy. I thought they called it the Huck or something,
Mm.
but it wasn't there. I know they said they changed some things up, but
Yeah, I heard that today too. Yeah, there was. Yeah, I think that same jump you're talking about. There was some wall they used to bank off of that was gone, but mixing it up. Let's see.
There ain't no room for that.
Mixing it up. Hang on here. We're texting.
Message.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. Like I said, the only thing I was kind of bummed was, Martin kind of had the bad starts, and obviously Alex did pretty good. And I'd like to know has he gotten that hard charge reward yet? Do we know?
Not that I know of.
But it's like, how did he not get it like last weekend?
who are you talking about?
Alex.
Sorry. Oh yeah. Jesus, my dog's going.
Let me
What
help.
is that dog barking at?
Robber. All right. Well, since waiting for Joe to send me an email or a text back, but yeah. So, it's let's see. It's in the Talkin Moto podcast fantasy league. It's MX Tuck is his name. So, he ordered a couple T-shirts. It was like a couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago. No, it's probably 2 weeks ago, and yeah. So I sent them out. I sent them out last week. I was a little tardy on getting them to him, but I threw a little extra in there for him. Got him some stickers and stuff. So, but yeah. So he's a truck driver down in Iowa. So. He appreciates what we're doing, and he likes listening to us. So
Sweet.
he said, I appreciate everything you guys do to fill up my miles in the truck. Hauling packages hauling all the packages makes his time go by fast. So he wanted me to make sure that I told you guys that. So
Awesome.
we got at least one loyal listener, so that's good.
Well, thanks, MX Tuck.
Mad respect for the truckers from a former trucker.
You're a mother trucker. You know that.
Not anymore.
Eh.
I retired.
Nonsense.
I don't have any internet. This is just stupid.
Oh man. Why am I such an old
What is
man
this?
that I'm tired at 8:20?
Oh, it's brutal. All right, here we go. We're trying something.
Uh-oh.
Bear with us.
Oh, good God, that's loud.
My
I wish I
sorta
could turn
neighbor.
that down.
Do you know that Joe's my neighbor, kind of?
I suppose, across the highway.
Yeah.
Hey, let's invite him over.
What's going on, Joe?
Oh, just living the dream.
Living the
Joe
dream.
P. in the house. How's it going?
Oh, going pretty good. Going pretty good. What? All right, sir. Tell us your story. So you're like a full-time working man.
Part-time racer.
There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Heck yeah.
So what's the normal week like? Like when you did Colorado and you went to Tennessee, right?
Correct. Yeah, those 2 weeks is pretty hectic. I work Monday through Thursday. We pack up, drive all night Thursday night. So basically no sleep. Friday's tech. Get everything done, get the bikes ready to go. Get a good night's sleep Friday, and then go racing Saturday. Once that's done, as soon as we're done, we pack up, hit the road, and drive all night again to get home Sunday to basically get bikes ready and stuff for the week, and go back to work Monday through Thursday again, do it all over again.
That makes it tough.
Yeah, it's Thursday to Thursday and Friday aren't very fun, and Saturday night and the Sunday, but Saturday makes it all worth it.
Cool. So, but now you've been making. You made Colorado. You made on time, right? You were like 30 something, weren't you? Do you remember?
Yeah, I actually qualified 29th, so I qualified straight in.
Nice. And then this last one, you raced your way in, right?
Yeah, I qualified 39th, and I take 36 straight to the main, so I had to race a Conti race, and I got second in that.
Hey, I got a dumb question for you, Joe. They make a big deal about the altitude in Colorado. How big of a difference is it?
I think the biggest thing I notice is the bike power. But as far as on the track, when I'm out there, I didn't seem to notice it so bad until I was done, and then it seemed like you had a short breath. But I think Tennessee was worse with the humidity and heat. I struggled more there as far as endurance.
Dang it, Jeff.
What? I threw off your mojo?
Yeah, I had something in my brain and I lost it.
Hey, Joe, did you drive by my house the other day? I've been debating. We had a truck. It was a blacked out Silverado go by my house with a couple of Yamahas in it, and they waved at me. And it was on a Sunday, and I had my bike in the back of the truck, but
Was it a new Chevy?
Yeah, pretty new.
Yeah, that was the core.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure.
Is he like number 30-something on a Yamaha?
No, I think he's like 246 this year or something like that.
Well.
But he's probably with somebody else.
We thought maybe it was you, but I
No,
thought you were at
me.
the track, so I don't think it could have been you. But
What day was it?
I don't know. It was a while ago. It was earlier this year.
Oh, gotcha.
It'd be like 2 months ago by now. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, a real long time ago.
That was probably like 2 trucks ago for you, Joe.
Yeah.
Depending on which one you were driving that day.
Exactly.
Oh, shoot. So, I seen Cody's your wrench, or who's wrenching for you? Or does he just help you out when he can?
Trent Heinrichs, he's basically, I guess, my mechanic, or tries to be, when he can get off work to come. But he'd helped me at Colorado. He couldn't get off work for Tennessee, so I had Chad Hurdle help me for practice, and then after the races, Nick didn't make it, Jackson, so he mechanic for me for the actual motos in Tennessee.
Cool.
So basically, whoever can get the time and come help drive and pay for fuel helps me out.
Nice. I'd make a bad mechanic, but it'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you guys going, you hitting up the next one, or what's your guys' schedule?
Well, the plan is, the plan is to do Redbud and Millville and Indiana for sure, and maybe more if we can.
Cool.
But after making the last 2 that I tried, I was pretty pumped on that, so I was considered high point, but just not burnt out on the racing, but burnt out on the travel and the work. I was just shot. Figured I'd stay home. I went to Millville last weekend and had some fun.
Played in the mud?
Yeah, oh yeah. Saturday they canceled, but yeah, Sunday was a little muddy in the morning, but it shaped up to the best I think I've rode Millville in years. Second moto.
Man, somebody's gonna call me a liar then.
You said otherwise?
Well, I mean, it's not like it came out and said it sucked, but it wasn't my cup of tea, we'll put it that way.
I'll say it sucked the first moto. The second moto I thought was, I guess I liked ruts because it rutted up actually, and I thought it was good.
Yeah, that was the issue for me. I hate ruts, but if you liked ruts, you had to have been in heaven.
Well, I don't like Colorado ruts. That's a little overkill, but that place is nuts.
Shoot. So
I was actually kind of disappointed when I was rolling out of there because I didn't know any of you guys were there until I left.
Oh, really?
I was like,
yeah, I waved you.
Damn it! Why did I not go watch?
Heck yeah.
So who's all helping you out, and You guys got what? Jackson, Nate. Who's all on the team?
Well,
Yeah,
let's
it's
back
me.
up here. I'm going to ask a tough question. How did the whole 10Com deal come about?
Well, basically, Ken, our team owner, who owns National Dizzy and Balance Center, which is his company, the concussion testing, he was obviously into moto rides, and he knows Mike Little really well, Cape Defy suspension. And we kind of, Ken actually helped me and Nick out the last year just a little bit. Like we put his logo on our front fenders and just a little bit helping out, and he wanted to get more serious about it and get more involved in the sport and kind of spread the word on his company and what he's got going on, because basically his concussion testing that he has is pretty high-tech stuff that nobody else has really got their hands on, and it's actually putting this deal, I don't know if you saw it on Instagram, a picture of me with this like net on my head, but it actually reads the brain, and he said, 80% of the time they tell you, you go to a doctor, they say 2 weeks, you're good to go, concussion, but he said, this test has proven it, I hook it up 2 weeks after a concussion, your brain's only at 70%, and you shouldn't be back out there, you shouldn't be, playing the sport you're doing. And we're basically trying to spread the word for him and grow his business, because he's trying to get, basically within the next few years, you got football players and stuff, professional, that are coming up, worldwide, coming to him to do his test. And he's trying to basically, because now for professional motocross, we have to do a concussion test to be able to race the Pro Series. Every 2 years you got to do it, and we're basically trying to grow his company to get it to be required. You have to go through him, do this, that test, hook that net up to your head and actually read your brain and get actually a real base test reading. So when you do get a concussion, if you do,
So
you have a lot
Figure
better.
out whether you're all there or not before you can come back.
Right.
So how does that work then? Obviously, you get hooked up, but I have no idea. Do you have to look at a puzzle? Do they give you a question, or how does it trigger?
It's so they put it on your head, and you basically look at a computer screen. It's all black, and there's one dot in the middle, and you have to just stare. You do it 3 times. You just stare at everything for 5 minutes. And you gotta try not to blink. Try and do nothing. Just stare. And they'll ask you random questions every once in a while. But it's crazy because even if you blink or anything, the screen that the doctor is looking at, it can sense that. It's crazy. And the movement.
I'd get distracted.
That sounds like it'd be hard as hell.
It is. It's actually, for a guy like me, it's difficult to stand still or sit still.
So do you go in there with
Wow.
a baseline setting then, Joe, and then do they compare tests afterward?
Yeah. Basically, see, I guess I don't know enough. I should know more, but basically you go in there, you're doing the base tests with that, and like I say, they see where your brain's at. And then from there, they'll have that on file for when you do get a concussion again, so you can go back and, they'll see where you're at from where you were when you were healthy. Yeah, that's pretty complicated.
That's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, but it's something you might feel okay, but you're not okay, and
Right.
20 years down the road, you're sitting on the
Having
couch,
issues.
because you can't function. So
In my riding, the best I've ever felt in my entire life, I think, was moments after coming to from a concussion. I was knocked unconscious, and then I felt like $1,000,000 as soon as I, maybe 2 minutes after I woke up, and then maybe 10 minutes later, the adrenaline wore off, and I felt like a mess, but I would have thought, I'm fine, I'm great.
Right.
Not knowing that, of course it didn't take long at all for the adrenaline to wear off and me to start reality to set in. My shoulder was separated and my thumb was all jacked up, but I wouldn't have known it.
Exactly. Yeah, my problem is every time I hit my head, I hit it so hard I don't remember nothing for hours.
I hate that.
That might be better in some cases to not remember what the hell you did that caused that.
Right. I remember one of my concussions. It was before the first year I made Toledo in 2009. I crashed at Elko, I hit my head so hard. I don't remember, but I guess after I crashed, they asked if I was okay. I guess I said yes. I hopped back on the bike. I rode the bike back to the pits. I don't remember doing it. Kind of scary, but
Yeah.
See, every time I've knocked myself out, at least I didn't do anything else. You know, it's like I didn't wake up with a broken arm wondering how in the hell I did this. You know, it's always
right.
I always kind of hit my head and then that's been it. You know.
You just thought you were waking up from a nap.
Well,
Exactly.
it was at Elko that, well, it used to be the Power Mad, then what, Ride Sports, whatever that double was.
Yeah.
That section from there to where the whoops were, like that, it had my number. I crashed there all the time.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I broke my leg and knocked myself out. And that
Boy.
200 feet in that section, one going each way, you know, and it's just
Yeah.
like, but yeah, the last time there was two little doubles and I must have just nosed it in and over I went, and it's like they had the ambulance that was there, so apparently I got up, walked to that ambulance, and then they called in another one. That one got there, and I walked from that one into the other one before I remember the lady's like, Scott, what number did I tell you to remember? Scott, what number? What number? And I'm like, I have no idea what number you're talking about. And then
Exactly. Yeah.
so I mean that was probably the longest that I don't remember, but so I don't.
Yeah, it can be pretty scary.
Yeah. So, all right. What? How'd the Supercross go for you? You went and gave a whirl at a couple of those. What do you think of that stuff?
That was a good experience for me too. I mean, I guess I don't set my expectations too high just because I really don't know how I'm going to do. But I wanted to make night shows. I didn't know if mains are possible, but first two I didn't make it, and I made the last three I tried night shows. It actually, every time I went out there, it rode better and better, and I was happy with how I did, considering I just ride indoor sandbox, which isn't really a supercross track.
I was gonna say, I mean,
all winter long.
Yeah, what you have to ride on to what you're trying to race on. I mean, you can't compare that stuff.
Not at all.
But
But I mean, the last month before snow flew, Nick Jackson's got a full supercross track that we would ride for about a month, which helped. Then once winter hit, we just rode sandbox.
right.
But it's fun. I mean, supercross is definitely gnarly. Everything's huge. TV doesn't do justice, I promise you that.
I don't know how you guys do it, even with TV not doing it justice. It's just like, to me, it's how the hell do you show up, figure out a track, race it, and be completely done with it all in one day when there's that much technicality to it? There's no way in hell I could do it.
Yeah, you get there and you do track walk and you almost psych yourself out. Like, I have to jump this? And it's in the back of your head, you have, if you want to compete, you have to. But it's like, wow, is that even possible? Once you get out there, it's not as bad, I guess, but it's still crazy.
I just think it has to be so surreal, even at the end of the night, to be like, I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah. It's definitely crazy. And I think like the whole Supercross... Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, no.
I just think the whole Supercross... The whole Supercross atmosphere, a lot more nerve-wracking because you're in a stadium and lights flashing, like when making that first night show, rolling out into the lights and fireworks and everything. It's pretty crazy.
Nah, it'd be cool for sure.
I was just going to say that it doesn't even look fun because we went out on Mitchell Oldenburg's practice track and the jumps and the whoops were so gnarly, it didn't even look like it would be fun for me to ride. I'd be terrified.
Sure are a lot of singles out here.
That's exactly.
Oh, crap. Well, cool. Well, what the heck else do we got for you? You guys are for sure going to Redbud?
Yep, that's the plan. I guess, yeah, we are. We'll be there.
you guys should pick me up on the way by.
We can handle that.
I want
If
to.
you're willing to split fuel, come on down.
It'll only be half the trip.
You stay out there?
You'd have to take a detour through Milwaukee and pick my ass up.
Oh, man.
See, here's what you do, Joe. You make Scott pay for the ferry ride across the lake so you don't have to drive around it.
There you go. Now we're thinking.
That cuts your drive time in half almost, and Scott paid for it. Ferry ride brought to you by Talkin Moto podcast.
I mean, that's the least I could do.
I like the sound of this.
We got the money in the bank, Scott. Come on.
Hey, you can't take it with you, so you might as well spend it.
Exactly.
Hey, Joe, I got a question for you. Did you guys spend any time riding with Christian Craig while he was here?
I mean, obviously at all the races and everything, but other than like outside of the local races, a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you guys all kind of like were buddies and hung out and rode together.
I mean, we
together.
We all get along really well. I mean, I know Craig's come to Nick Jackson's a few times. I wasn't there when he was there, but I mean, we all get along good. And like even now, going to the pro stuff, we see him on the gate, and he's talkative and nice and saying good luck, which is cool.
He seems like a pretty cool guy, but I was listening to him on the Pulp Mex show, and he was talking about practicing back here in Minnesota, talking about the supercrosses, the faircross or whatever, in Millville. And I just thought it'd be kind of cool. What a confidence booster to be riding with this guy if you had been, and then seeing him go out there and set like the fastest time at Colorado. And I mean, he rode 4.5 or something, so he rode awesome out there. But it's pretty cool to see another guy that not that he's local, but we've adopted him, I think. And,
we're claiming him.
Yeah.
Every time I'd see him he'd laugh and say, "What do you mean? You can hang?" I'm like, no, I can't. But you keep telling me that, make me feel better. But it is cool to try and at least whole shot him and hold him off, or try to hang for a corner or two and learn from his lines and everything else. And then,
I've always been pretty impressed with the guy.
Yeah, and then seeing him at Colorado do so good makes you feel better. Like, oh yeah, he is the best.
But that's
the best.
just it. It's not that often that we get to, locally, you guys get to compete with a guy who's a top, let's say top 10 guy. He'll probably be top 10 normally, I guess, at Colorado's
right.
But having that, right in your backyard, or racing Kellogg or racing Millville, it's like you at least get a glimpse of how fast those guys are going.
Yeah, it's crazy. Definitely a cool experience. Cool to have him around.
I just think it's so cool because he is such just a humble, down-to-earth guy. I mean, I've BS with him a couple times, and more than happy, if he's at a fair race or whatever, to just stand there and shoot the shit with you. Where a lot of guys who speed, I guess I'd like to think they all would, but I don't know if they would or not.
I think the Minnesota Nice is wearing off on him.
That's probably it.
I feel like he just does not have any ego at all. Like, he just, like you said, he's so humble, and he just, I don't know. It's maybe a downfall when it comes to riding, because I think to be exceptional at this sport, you got to have a retarded ego,
Yeah.
But he seems like he's really cool.
Definitely.
So at Redbud, Joe, just brake check and punt people off the track.
That's the goal. That's what I'm going for.
Yep.
I can handle that.
No
Screw
nice.
that Minnesota Nice stuff.
Yep. F everybody. But
yeah, we're going for it.
No more Mr. Nice Joe P.
I don't know if that's possible.
What's this I hear you guys went and did some partying on Saturday night?
Yeah, we may have a little bit.
Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, we did. Went to that Montgomery Gentry concert in Goodhue.
I had no idea that was even going on. I saw Cody Sunday morning at sign-up, and he's like, yeah, I'm kind of a loner right now. I don't know if everybody's coming or not. I'm like, well, where is everybody? Like, yeah, they all went to Goodhue last night.
Oh yeah, I gotta have some fun, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Is it bad? I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Probably not.
I
It's
think
all good.
If you'd actually be around, and go to races and stuff, Scott, instead of, being comic book guy and sitting at home all the time.
I know, god dang
comic
it.
book.
Busted.
Ah, shit.
I kid because I care.
Dang it. Ah, shoot. Well, I know. That's what
It's all good.
we should have started this like 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I waited.
What were you guys waiting for?
I don't know. It did.
God, imagine where we would be now. I'd still be sitting on the couch on my phone.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Ah, shit. That's all right though. We try to have fun with it, so.
Exactly.
But
That's what it's all about.
that's right. You guys got anything else for Joe?
I'm good, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure Joe has better things to do.
No, I'm actually watching High Point right now.
Oh, perfect.
Don't waste your time. It was boring. Watch the GPs instead. Hopefully you DVR'd them, or you can go online and find them.
No, I didn't do that actually.
They were good. They were good.
I feel like it's probably got to be a little more interesting for you, Joe, knowing that, you've actually raced with those guys and kind of know a little bit more about what actually goes into it. It's got to be a little more entertaining for you.
Yeah, well, it definitely is. And like after making Colorado, Tennessee, they put me in A group for A practice, so I get to qualify with all the top guys, which was kind of nerve-wracking. But the first practice, towards the end of it, Jeremy Martin was coming to pass me or whatever, and comes flying by me screaming, slows down. I pass him back, does it again, messing with me. And then he pins it. He's gone in 2 corners. But I'm like, well, the champ was just messing with me, so that's pretty cool. Thought that was kind of fun.
No, it is good.
That's awesome.
Oh, shoot. All right, Joe. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Best of luck the rest of the way. I don't know. It's 50-50 if I'll make Redbud, but for sure you'll see us.
Well, you probably should.
Yeah, I mean, since I'm paying for that ferry ride across the
Yeah.
lake.
You might as well go if you're going to pay for the ferry ride.
Hey,
Exactly.
if I did that, do I get in on the credentials?
Oh, yeah. We'll get you a pit wristband.
That's what I'm talking about. So, all right, man. Thanks for coming on, and good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Get it.
All right, later, bud.
Have a good one. Bye.
Yep, see you, Joe.
And he's gone.
That's aggressive.
All right, boys. Should we hit up that commercial? Talk some GPs, and then I gotta go eat my supper.
Sweet.
Okay.
Scott.
It's like 3.5.
All right.
Can you make it?
See you in 5.
All right, we'll be right back. Hey, what is going on, everybody? I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting the Talkin Moto podcast. It has been amazing. We have a great group of guys. We have an awesome list of sponsors. So please keep sharing, keep liking, keep spreading the word about the Talkin Moto podcast. And I hope you're enjoying the show. A special thanks to Motokazi.com. Motokazi holds AMA District 23 sanctioned races at both Kellogg and Mankato, as well as hosts the Motokazi Supercross Championship Series, which is all over Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. They also have organized practice at Kellogg, Jordan, and at Mankato, as well as offer race schools so you can get all tuned in on all your riding techniques. Make sure to check out motokazi.com for more details. We would like to thank Mike from MB1 Suspension. Based out of Corona, California, they offer suspension, engine, and coating services. Please give them a call today at 951-371-5045 or check them out online at mb1suspension.com and make sure to tell them that you heard about them from us on the Talkin Moto podcast. Hey, we got Andy and Chad from the Open Mic. It's a weekly comedy podcast, and they talk about anything and everything, and they usually do. I've been on the podcast a few times, and it is a good time for sure. It's Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. It's available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's more information available online at theopenmicpodcast.com. Pro Action by FTM is one of our many great sponsors. FTM offers support to you, the rider, trackside, so when you need it the most, FTM is there for you. Not only do they offer great suspension work, but they also have many other great bike parts and accessories to help you out on the track. So make sure to check them out today at finetune.com. The Talkin Moto podcast is proud to announce that they've teamed up with Plainview Powersports. Plainview Powersports is your Kawasaki motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side headquarters. Located in Plainview, Minnesota, you can reach them at 507-534-3520 or check them out online at plainview-powersports.com. All right, thanks everyone for listening to us on the Talkin Moto podcast. We really appreciate it. If you can, go on to our website, talkinmoto.com. Support those that are supporting us. Everyone's link is up on the website. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on SoundCloud. Everything gets posted up on YouTube. So please give us a like, share, subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying the show. So let's get back to it. Oh boy, there we go. Scott needs a new microphone. Headset. The old mute button. Dang it.
Hello?
Yeah, my mic's jacked up.
Why?
Like because I normally mute it, so when I hit the button for the commercial, I click the mute, and then when I come back, I flip it on, and when I flip it back on, it says it's in the on position, but you know what happens? Nothing happens.
Nada.
So that's sweet. I like that, actually.
That's good. That's good.
What else I got on my little cheat sheet? Kind of hit up Jake Loberg. He might come on. Another Minnesota guy. So he's been making the motos. So I know he won that Talkin Moto in the 450s this last weekend. So
yeah, I meant to mention this while Joe was on. Unfortunately, we don't get to see him very much unless, of course, you watch Race Day Live or whatever. But actually being at the races, I think those are some of the most fun to watch, is those Talkin Motos.
And that's good you brought that up, because like part of me, I think, likes it as far as if you're there, watching, it gives you kind of like maybe like a little filler, I guess. I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but like you get to see some racing. But like the other part of me, it's like, say if I'm a rider and I get that 37th fastest time, and it's just like, it's like you just miss it, and then now you gotta race, you gotta race that Conti race, and then it could go south on you and you're out. But
well,
it is.
You if it wasn't for that, you'd just be out. So I don't know. I think they're sweet. I think it's a way to it's another way to give guys another chance. And from a spectator standpoint, I think they're more fun to watch than the big race.
Yeah, especially when they're only 4 laps long, so obviously a bad start's not going to do you any good. But yeah, then you got the guys getting after it.
Yeah. I think I don't mean to toot my own horn here. Okay, maybe I do just a little bit, but I pulled the sweetest friggin' start in my second moto on Sunday.
Awesome.
It was ridiculous. Unfortunately, I did nothing with it, but Shrimpy was there. He's like, I always have I know where I'm going on the line before I even walk up there. Mm-hmm. And it's always right side of the doghouse, first 5, somewhere in there. Don't even care what the rest of them look like. I'm not even looking. And he found me this sweet gate, second spot to the left of the doghouse. There had been like one bike that left from there all day long, and it was just brilliant. And everybody else, right out of the gate, they're all dealing with a rut that's a foot deep. And this spot was just perfect. And I decided, you know what the hell? I haven't been getting good starts here. I'm going to line it up right there and see what happens. That gate dropped, and I was just freaking gone.
Nice. I always like to line up to the far right because then I knew for sure I'd have to slow down before I got to the first corner. But
and you got a big cushion out there.
Yeah. Let's see.
Unfortunately, by the time I got to the sand wash, I was done for.
It's okay. You had it going before then, though.
It felt good on my little 250. I'd outrun a bunch of 450.
I think that's awesome, bud. Good job. What I'm gonna change it up a little bit. And
shifting gears.
Let me know if this is just me. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, I'm listening to them talk on TV, right? And now obviously Tomac's gone, and it's like when I'm listening to him talk, it's almost like Dungey's like a non-factor now. It's like all about Roczen, right? And
yeah,
do you get that too, or is that just
me? I've only seen one race this year, so I guess I didn't notice a whole lot of that last week. I mean, yeah, they were talking about him a lot, but I guess I never felt like. I mean, to a certain extent, I feel like every race, whether it be Supercross, outdoors, whatever, the leader gets the least amount of attention, just because they're usually, 20 seconds ahead of everybody. But
yeah, it's just like God. I may have posted something on Twitter that I thought was funny at the time. I still don't feel bad about it, but it's just like there's I don't know, but it's kind of irritating me, I guess, and I don't want. Maybe I'm just more of a Dungey fan than a Roczen fan, but it's just I don't know. I hope Dungey just starts kicking his ass, I guess. I don't know. But like the first moto was awesome, and I was hoping he was going to do it again second moto, but then he kind of closed it up a little bit, and then I don't know what happened, if it was the lappers or he just messed something up, but then he kind of gapped him a little, but I don't know. It's just like Roczen this, Roczen with the overall, and it's just like, oh, I don't know. You could go 1-2 the rest of the way. It ain't gonna matter to Dungey, But I
don't know, man. It's tough to say. Maybe it's because they're also. Never mind. I was gonna get all political, and I'm not gonna do that.
Well, you got to remember too, Roczen is the the defending champ, so he's probably getting a little bit of extra love because of that.
That's very true.
And he's just more. I think he's more media friendly. I mean, I don't know. It seems like Dungey doesn't do a ton of interviews and stuff, and he's kind of. If he does, they're kind of just bland. You know, I mean, he's not. He just has the kind of the same old. You know, keep working or keep looking forward or whatever the heck his thing is.
Well, Dungey is the diesel, and what's entertaining about a diesel? Nothing.
Oh boy. So this is just a random thought today, because it was like, what is he, I don't even know the points. I should have it in front of me, but I don't. But it's 30 some, 39, 35. So, you know, Dungey could go 1-2 the rest of the way. So on paper, Roxon's going to get the overall. Let's just say that's what they do, you know. Do you think almost like there should be, like, I know that the second moto is the tiebreaker, but, like, do you think there should be, like, a point for that or something? Because you're not gaining, or you're getting first overall, but yet you tied. Does that make sense? You know, like, if they tie, I'm just spitballing here, like a point, you know, or something that is better than a tie. Like, you tied in points, but it's just like you guys never raced at all. Or should I just quit talking?
I see what you're saying. No, you're just saying that you want there to be some reward for beating someone in the second moto other than just being the overall winner.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, then you might as well just go back to the old point system where it's overall points, you know, and not per moto.
Gotcha.
Which I agree with. I'm perfectly fine with them going back to that point system.
Because I
do kind of feel like, yeah, there could be. It's basically like, okay, there's 2 winners this weekend.
Yeah, because I was like, say round 1, you know, Dungey wins first moto, Roxon gets third, and then from there on out, they just go, you know, 2-1 or 1-2 the rest of the way, and now you got a guy that won, 11 motos or 11 overalls, but he loses the points by whatever, 2 or 3 points. Does that make sense? So I got second 11 times, yet I beat you and you won 11 of them.
Didn't we have this conversation in Supercross talking about how there needed to be a better way to make up more points so it didn't become a runaway? So, like, if you lose 25 points to a guy, it doesn't take you 7 races or 8 races.
Right.
You know, if you have a DNF, you'd have to win 8 races while the other guy gets second in order to make that up.
Yeah.
It does sound vaguely familiar.
We have the same conversation, I think, because, again, it's a runaway in Supercross, you know, and then there's just no way for anyone to really make up ground unless the other guy DNFs. And that's,
right.
You think about it, who's going to beat Dungey? Let's say he has an off day, and what's he going to finish? Third, maybe. You know, Roxon can go out there and win the rest of them, and he still, I don't even know, what is there, 7 races to go? So 14 motos. So he'd have to win every one of them, and Dungey get second to tie him or something. What would that give him? That'd give him 42 points. So it's not good.
Uh-oh. What's the chuckles?
Sorry, I'm watching TV and laughing on what's going on TV.
I thought maybe your neighbor was underneath the lawnmower again.
Nope, no neighbors under the lawnmower. We're good.
No one knows about that, though, because it never aired.
That's right. Yeah, that's the lost episode. Any report? Is he okay?
Oh, yeah. He's fine. As far as I know. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen the guy since. It wasn't my neighbor. It was some other guy.
You haven't seen him since. He could be in the hospital still.
He drove away.
Drove away. I flipped a lawnmower once. Let's not joke about that.
I have too. Rolled all the way down the big hill at the Burnsville Center into the parking lot.
Ooh, that's
Hilarious.
impressive. That's impressive.
I'm scared to death of rolling my lawnmower. Like, I have a game plan. Every time I'm on a hill, I'm like, okay, if it flips, I'm hitting that switch right there that shuts off the blade.
You just jump off the high side and then you're fine.
Ooh.
Just pity anybody that's standing below it.
I feel like jumping off the high side would be a terrible idea.
Well, it's not going to hit you if you jump off the high side.
What if you don't jump far enough and it just rolls over and opens up its 3 blades for you to fall in? Like,
Then you're, first off, I think you'd have to be pretty slow to get caught underneath it or on top of it. I don't know. When I rolled that one, I didn't think about it. I jumped off the high side and let it go.
I'm scared every time I mow my lawn.
That was a little different setup too. That was a 935, so the deck was out in front of me. So unless I jumped over the front, I really had no chance of getting caught up under the deck.
I think I'd just hang on for dear life and roll with it. Just let it squish me every time it rolls over. I just bench press it every time, every rotation.
You just put your foot out, hold it up.
It only weighs like 600 pounds.
Ay. What,
Did we talk about the GPS yet, for crying out loud?
No.
I'm getting tired. I'm ready for bed.
All right.
I don't remember we must talk about it off the air, because I remember talking about it.
A little bit.
Jeez, smoke another carton.
You hear the wheezing?
I did hear the wheezing.
It's bad. Like, it's cold in our house. At work, it's cold because the printer, it has to be at like a certain like temperature and humidity level.
I wish I worked at your work.
Oh, it sucks. It's like I wear a sweatshirt at work, and then like I go out for break, and they're like, "You got to be dying in that sweatshirt." I'm like, "'Cause it's freezing in my office." So today I go into work, and it's, I don't know, like 70 degrees, which is all right, but it was 80% humidity in there today. I was like, "Holy balls!" So we had to.
Did you leave the sprinklers on?
No, I don't know. So I need to get like a dehumidifier or something. So I had the AC.
Well, what you gotta do is you get a dehumidifier and a humidifier, turn them both on, and just let them battle it out.
So, all right, Jeff, now you can laugh at me because I don't know any of these guys in this GP stuff. But yeah, so it was the GP from Italy, and the track looked awesome, I thought, except for all the muck that was on it. But the uphills and everything, it looked pretty steep on TV. So I'm guessing that they're probably pretty steep if you were there.
Yeah, they said that the MX GP of France, the GP of France, whatever, the one that was a couple weeks ago, was the biggest hills. I don't know if these ones were big. These ones look bigger, I guess. So there's that Jason mentioned earlier, that stair step section, and then there's that one downhill that's pretty gnarly. That, I mean, it looked, like you said on TV, it looked damn near vertical, and it wasn't real tall, I guess. It wasn't like it was super long, but it was pretty damn steep, and track looked good. I was kind of disappointed that it was a mudder, but the weather looked. Obviously, the second motos were pretty good compared to the first motos. The first motos were horrible. But
I was gonna look today and actually see if I could find like an aerial view of that track, because it doesn't look like, obviously just watched it on TV, but it doesn't look like it has a very big footprint.
I don't think. Yeah, it looks.
It looks like it takes up no space at all. It looks like it's on like 2 hills, and it just goes up and down those hills a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, when I watched the helmet cam, I think they had, I don't know if it was Paulin or someone was running a helmet cam earlier in the week, and they showed the first view of the track, and I thought it looked really skinny, and it was really tight, like a lot of, like you said, just kind of right back and forth in the same area a lot.
Mhm.
So I imagine there's not, I can't imagine there's a ton of open country over there. I don't know why I feel like Europe is just crammed into a little tiny area, but probably because they have countries that are smaller than Minnesota. But
Yeah, I don't think
it
there's a
just,
whole lot of flat land.
yeah, no, every track seems like it's built into the mountains, or I guess they'll be coming to some
Mhm.
sand tracks here pretty soon that should be a little flatter, but these first ones have been wild. This track, the racing, the 250s were sort of boring, I guess. You know, Mutter kind of ruined some of it, but you guys are just battling to stay upright and not racing each other. But there was a couple. Who was it that? Yeah, Tonkov. You mentioned Tonkov took out Paul's Jonas, just destroyed him. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. He just drove into the side of him so freaking hard.
I don't know how he took it so easy. I mean, if somebody punted me into the biggest mud hole ever like that, I would have been so pissed.
I'm not sure if Jonas didn't, maybe he didn't know at first that it was super intentional, because I suppose in a mud race, maybe he's thinking the guy got squirrely himself, and maybe he did. I don't know. I never heard any interviews or anything or saw anything. I mean, it was pretty brutal looking, but I don't know if he didn't expect to stay in that rut, if he was trying to get out of the rut. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. You're on lap 2 or whatever. There's no reason to take out someone who's not even in contention for the overall. This guy had the overall in the bag and then threw it away by crashing out.
My only guess is maybe he thought he was so high in the corner and so far out there that he wasn't going to be coming back that quick, because he looked like he didn't even anticipate it at all. I mean, he looked like he was coming out of a blind corner and saw nothing coming, and then bam.
Maybe.
Well, and I don't know. Maybe the two have a history. I don't know.
Maybe
But
he was
it
still.
seems
I didn't think it looked like an Alessi intentional takeout. I didn't get that feel from it, because he couldn't have possibly thought, I'm going to hit this guy this hard and ride away from it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's no logical sense to it. So, was it an accident? I mean, I guess you think you'd let off at some point during the the guy in the back should know it's coming, right? Because he's the one driving, and theoretically should be able to see the guy he's about to hit. So, I don't know. It was weird, but so then was it Tim Geischer? He's the one who got the overall with like a 2-3 or something.
Yeah,
I didn't write down the overall, but yeah, that's
what did Hurlings do? Hurlings went like 8-1.
Yeah.
Or 6-1. I think he went 6-1.
I got a little chuckle. I don't know who the guy is that was announcing everything, but I thought he said, like, he was talking about Hurlings. He was trying to lap this guy toward the end, so that guy couldn't get any more points or something like that. Did you catch that part?
Yep, that was Valentin Guillot. I think he was trying to lap, because Guillot is the second place guy in the championship.
Yeah, but he's 139 points ahead of him.
Yeah, I know. But actually, that I don't know what happened in the beginning of the year, but that Valentin Guillot won 2 in a row and damn near had a third in the. I think it might have been the GP of France that he got second in one moto and then crashed in the second, but he was coming on strong there and getting some momentum. So I don't know that Hurlings wanted to. I mean, this weekend was horrible for Guillot, but I don't know that. Can you imagine him thinking that when he's out there? Like, how many more positions is Guillot going to get in the last lap?
Right.
If he's going a lap down, he's obviously back in 18th or 19th or something.
Right.
So, I think that Paul Malin dude's super. That's who it is. The guy that announces.
Okay.
He knows a ton about everything, but I don't know. He's got a hard frickin' job to be able to commentate an entire race by himself. and he almost never stops talking.
and he gets into
Yeah, I
it
don't
too.
know. I don't know how he does it.
And he knows these riders. I don't know how he could just tell by looking. He doesn't even need to read their numbers unless he's got a much better screen than I got, because he'll see a rider and there's no way you can make out the number on him, and he'll know who it is. And I don't know if it's that the guys down there like knows what gear they're wearing or their style or how he knows who they are, but he's really good at knowing like the entire field of riders, and that can't be easy, especially when they're all from different countries and they're, I don't know, it's.
Okay, so here's going to be a dumb question. And I don't know if you will know the answer, Jeff, but, like, what is up with all the different, like, the backgrounds? I see some are green, some are white, or is it just run whatever the hell you want on the side panels?
I don't know. That's a good question. I know Europe is confusing to me, too, because they got a lot of guys that don't race the World Championship. There's a lot of guys that just run like the European Championship. And I don't know if that would be like, so there must be a certain set of races that only, the ones that are held within the continent of Europe that count towards the European Championship. I'm not sure if there's other races on top of that count toward the European Championship. So I think there's guys that only run some of the races, but they kind of have their own separate little point system for the European Championship. I don't know if it's an actual separate race for the European Championship. It might be. But then they have 125 and 250 classes over there too still. So they've got a two-stroke, 125 and 250 class that compete for the European MX. So I'm thinking that maybe the guys you're seeing with, different color backgrounds might be a points leader or something from the EMX series.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's very confusing because there's there's off weekends where they have races elsewhere that the guys go to. A lot of the guys go to. It seems like they're not as shy about competing in other series. They're not so worried about. I don't know if they're getting paid by their team to do it or if they just do it to keep
Because
or what. But
oh, sorry, Jeff. I think we had a cat just get killed.
Good riddance. One less.
And okay, another dumb question is, and I like that this was on Sunday. I was actually able to. I saw it was on, and I recorded, both motos. So I didn't do the live or like what you watch, but so then like on, is it Saturday? They have a practice or a How does all that work?
They have their qualification races on Saturday.
So you have practice.
So they have like a 20-minute race. Yeah, they must have practice. I think they might have practice on Friday and then maybe Saturday morning for a while, and then they have the qualification race where you race for your gate pick. So they have Conti races too. So they have, I think they do the top 30 or whatever race for gate pick, and then whoever's left races a Conti race to try to fill out the field or something. I don't know. I was kind of confused because I guess Caroli crashed on Saturday, and I don't know. I was very confused with it because they showed just the highlights of Moto 1, but in Moto 1, he pulled a pretty good start and started toward the front, and then ended up finishing like 7th. He was kind of hurt from Saturday, from what I gathered.
Right.
But then in Moto 2, he lined up dead last. So I'm guessing over there, if he crashed in qualifying, that probably set his gate pick for both motos. I think that's how it works. I think your second moto gate pick is determined the same as your first. It's not based on first moto results. It's based on Saturday's qualification. So I think that's what happened. But he didn't even go for the whole shot in the second moto. He I don't know if he was hurt that bad or what, but he just kind of putzed out there on the outside and looked for an opening to the inside and didn't see one. So then I think he just circulated in 19th the entire race.
Right.
Round the outside.
Oh God, yeah. You hear those guys talking? We're getting back to.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I think he saw that Eminem parody and now they're saying it all the time.
I don't know.
The one thing I did like about that the GP announcer is like he runs through, I think, a lot of the guys, you know.
Oh yeah, he goes back to like 30th place.
And it's like, you know, sometimes you can watch the races here and it's like they don't do anything, you know. It's like you'd think if you watch it on TV and you didn't know anything about it, you think that there was only 6 guys out there.
Well, and think about like some of them guys that are in 30th place. To hear their name mentioned on TV, it's got to be pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
You know, to be you have the announcer give you your name to run down. I think he does it a lot of it just to fill time, you know, because obviously it'd be tough to continually talk about anything interesting the entire time. So I'm sure there's moments when he just cuts to the order, but still pretty cool that he goes back through the order and gives everyone a little bit of TV time, I guess.
A little loving. No, I think it's, I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's a good deal.
So here's one thing that pissed me off about the TV broadcast, because I didn't watch it online. I watched it on TV this weekend, and they had the guide mixed up, right? So they showed the first one, they called it MXGP. It was MX2, and then the second one was MXGP is what they called it MX2, but it was the MXGP, so it was the 450s. So I naturally go to the 250 one, select it, and I've got my DVR set to, record like a minute and a half before the actual show starts.
Yep.
So mine pops up, and there's the podium from the 250 race that I haven't seen yet. And so I'm like, oh shit, no, I don't want to see that. I'm covering the screen and talking so I don't hear him talk while I get my DVR set. But how hard is it to get the guide right? Dang it! So I made that mistake only once, and then the next time I was very careful. I do that too when I'd log into the MXGP site, you know, a day later and record it or pay for it and watch it. I'd have to cover the majority of the screen with my hands so I didn't see all the highlight videos and all the results and everything else. So I don't know why they do it that way. There should be a site that you can go to that doesn't spoil it for you right off the bat.
I wonder why they're showing those on Sunday now, or if that was just a.
Well, I think with all the different time zones, it's got to be kind of tough because those races happen on Sunday in wherever they're at, and so I don't have any idea where were they at again? Italy, so they're what are they like way behind us? They must be. They're way ahead of us by like 6 hours.
There's never been any rhyme or reason to when they air those races. They're always. I was surprised last night that it was one right after the other because that usually doesn't happen.
Yeah. And I was okay with the way they did it. I mean, they only give you just a snippet of the first moto, but they really show a lot in the second moto. It's not too. They don't fluff it up, you know, like our broadcasts really go for the feel-good side of the story. You know, they'll sit and they'll follow a rider, they'll do this and that. They don't do any of that stuff at all in the GPs. It's just straight racing.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with it too.
I like that too, and I honestly I'm perfectly okay with that whole. Give me a rundown of the first moto, and then let's watch the second moto, so I don't have to spend 4 hours of my day to watch the races.
Well, and in this case, the first motos were pretty dull, but that second MXGP moto was phenomenal. I loved. My new favorite rider, I think, is Roman Febvre.
Is that
such a badass?
Is that the guy that cartwheeled it down the hill?
Yeah. Yep. He high sides at the top of a hill and manages to get thrown off his bike and then avoids getting tackled by his bike, which was impressive. But I like watching it because he didn't even for a second hesitate. As soon as he got his footing, he was moving toward his bike. And his bike was jacked. I mean, his bars were so bent. I'm shocked he was able to even keep his right hand on the throttle because it was bent down so hard. And he just hops on it and goes and rides like a badass and gets 6th place and wins the overall.
Yeah, his one handlebar, it was It was pretty
Yeah,
jacked.
I mean, he charged through the pack too and passed a lot of guys with that jacked up bike.
Did they bring
It's
up the
kinda cool
backup
to
bike
see, like,
for
a guy that
podium?
has no, he's not too big to. A lot of divas would just say, "Oh, the bike's jacked, I'm done,"
Yeah.
and he just like, "F it, I'm just gonna ride this thing as bent up as it is." And, I mean, there's some big jumps on that track, and he was skying them out with bars that were so screwed up, it looked super sketchy.
Oh crap. I'm curious now. I don't know if I'll find it before we wrap this up.
I did think it would have been pretty cool though to see David Philipparts win the overall, and at one point I think he had the points to do it, but then he kind of, I mean, there was still 18 minutes to go, so he fell apart. But that would have been, he was, he's an Italian, so the crowd would have went absolutely nuts. And he's old.
The crowd of 4 people.
That guy's got to be like 30 years old, 32 years old, probably.
Did you just say fell apart?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any of the. Oh no, I don't know any of the guys' names.
He's number 19, DP 19. I've been watching the GPs for a while, so I know a lot of the guys. He's been around for a long time, so.
Hang on, I'm on a mission. We are on a mission.
A mission to do what?
Time zone check.
Oh God, I don't think anybody really cares all that much.
Yeah, I think they're 6 hours or something. Most of Europe.
6 hours doesn't sound like enough, but I don't know.
All right, that's fine.
The only reason I say that is because I think Saturday I jumped on there and saw that, what time was it for me?
It's 4:30 right now for them.
4:30 in the morning.
4:30
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
tomorrow.
It's Tuesday over there. No wonder they're faster than us. They're a day ahead.
Yeah.
But
Well, you think about that. Old Mike Alessi went over there and he couldn't get a top. I don't think he could get did he get? He got 18th one moto. So, I think it's pretty tough over there.
did we talk about that last week?
I think we did. Maybe it was the week before. No, I don't know. But he had a rough go of it and talked about how hard it was. But
Yeah. All right, fellas. Should we wrap her up?
ooh, wrap it up like a Christmas present.
Put a bow on top of it.
So yeah, I'll see both of you guys this weekend then.
Woohoo!
Should be fun. Are you going
Where are
down?
you
Yeah,
staying, Scott? Gundas?
I think right now my plan is Friday. I want to get up Friday morning and pretty much head right to. My mom and dad are going to back to the 50s, so I want to spend probably as much time there as I can on Friday. So I was thinking maybe just spending the night at my brother's Friday night. And then, I don't know, Jason, when were you heading down?
Well, I don't know. My plans kind of changed today.
Uh-oh. Okay, so my plan is back to 50s Friday, get up Saturday morning, and then scoot down to Millville. And then from there, I don't know, cause are you gonna stay at Kellogg Saturday night?
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's room, if I could borrow a part of your trailer, maybe, or if it doesn't.
Make room.
Okay. So maybe I'll just zip over with you on Saturday, or meet up at Kellogg sometime Saturday.
That's cool. Yeah, originally I was planning on just kind of laying low, swinging down to Millville, I don't know, noonish or whatever, on Saturday, hang out for a while, and then head to Kellogg. But if the Klein family is going to Kellogg Friday, I might go to Kellogg Friday. and then just cruise over to Millville
Family is,
on Saturday.
Cool.
Go be Matt's mechanic for the day or something. Except that's probably Jeff's job.
No, you can have it.
I can be
I
a
don't
reg-
work on bikes. I've got a throttle that's stuck. It sticks wide open now, so I'm not qualified to operate.
I have a throttle grip that made a full 360-degree revolution on Sunday.
That means you were twisted
That's not
up
even-
hard, unless you were doing.
Not even a lie.
Did it go the direction of the throttle or the opposite direction, like you were scared shutting off
Oh.
so hard that you?
It went the direction of the throttle.
Whoa, Jeff. Whoa.
Oh, hey.
Calm down.
I
you didn't
damn near
like rust.
twisted that damn thing right off in my second moto start.
Sweet. All right, boys. Thanks for listening.
Hey, you're welcome.
We
I'll
got-
listen
I didn't have
anytime.
much of a choice.
I know. We got some good GP talk, huh? I thought.
Good and plenty.
I enjoyed it.
The Talkin GP podcast. Maybe that can be our niche.
That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Good luck getting guests.
My Yamaha run very good Moto 1. Okay, that's
I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty sure we'd have to have a translator.
Can you imagine how does Christoph Purcell say Husqvarna?
Hopefully,
that guy made me look like an ass this week. Damn him. I thought
He rode pretty good.
yeah, I know. I seen he stole like the fast time right at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm not like overly shocked. Okay, he did good. And I'm like, yeah, don't pick him to be the top 10. I figured he'd do something stupid and end up like 10th or something. And yeah.
Well, he's had some decent rides. They haven't been spectacular, but he had a couple top 10s, and then he had one bad ride, I think, and then this weekend he did great.
Yeah.
What did he go, three something?
3.5 for 4th.
There you go. Not too shabby. He'll get there.
No. So,
no, he won't.
Oh, I bet he will. I bet you he'll do really well at Unadilla.
oh God, then we gotta listen to that too.
The Thrilla in Unadilla.
All right, let's go. We gotta go.
All right.
Let's go to bed.
Oh boy.